Watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
As the bomb approaches the target, the outer casing opens and releases 10 Blue 108 submunitions at a considerable altitude, and a parachute slows their descent vertically oriented. The Blue 108 is detached from its parachute, and tiny rockets which are placed at angles are fired. These provide angular thrust which enables the rotation of the cylinder at high speed, while it ascends and looks almost as if it were suspended in air. Each Blue 108 submunition contains 4 hockey puck-shaped sensor-fused projectiles called skeets, which it releases during this high-speed rotation. The centrifugal force carries the skeets away from the now empty submunitions canister. An infrared seeker present on each skeet scans for targets on the ground, while a laser ranging device calculates the range for exact release timing. Once it locks onto a target, the skeet fires copper explosively formed penetrators which impact on top of the target. A shrapnel ring released along with it causes damage around the target.
Russian President Vladimir Putin accused Western countries of starting and sustaining the conflict in Ukraine on Tuesday, dismissing any blame for Moscow nearly a year after the Kremlin's unprovoked invasion of its neighbor, which has killed tens of thousands of people. The only significant nuclear arms limitation agreement between Russia and the USA, the New START deal, has been suspended, according to Russian President Vladimir Putin. At his Tuesday State of the Nation address, Putin also stepped up his campaign against Ukraine, while attempting to lay the blame for the conflict on the West. He recited a familiar litany of justifications for his unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, including NATO expansion, and promised to strengthen his army while providing more assistance to families of soldiers killed in the conflict.
Many F-22 critics thought that the F-15 would be excellent enough to survive in the battlefields of tomorrow, and there's no need to replace it with the F-22 Raptor. So to silence the Rapture critics, U.S. Air Force did a mock combat exercise in 2003 in which they pitched 5 F-15 Eagles against just one F-22 Raptor. These 5 F-15s were being flown by experienced pilots, and the rules of engagement were very clear: kill the Raptors or be killed by the Raptor. Both angry birds took off, and then came the action. None of the F-15 pilots were able to see the F-22, and suddenly they found that their free trial of living has been expired. F-15 pilots used all their back and countermeasures, but all failed badly against the Raptor, and the only time they saw the Raptor was when it flew directly overhead their cockpit. One F-22 shot down all 5 F-15 out of the sky,